Hey, welcome back to the High Impact Flicks channel. Looks like the midterms are really heating up, but I want us all to remember that every politician, I don't care what flavor, I don't care what stripe, I don't care what team they play for, team red or team blue, every single one of them is going to get up on stage and try to convince you how great they are, how good they're going to do for the economy, what they're going to do to keep you safe and secure. But remember, the welfare and safety and security and bolstering of the economy is always going to be the alibi of tyrants. And speaking of tyrants, let's kick it off with Alexandria Ocasio-Chavez-Cortez.
Very classy. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Are running up the streets of New York because of people like you. Come on, AOC, answer the question.
All right. Listen. All right, listen. Okay, listen.
People ask me all the time, hey Brian, do you really use that keto elevate stuff, and does it really work? The answer is yes and yes. Never in my entire life have I lost body fat so quickly. Not even in my prime at 25, which is over 25 years ago. I'm approaching 54 this year. If you want to support the channel and do your health a favor, grab some with my link in the description.
So let's talk about the facts. The fact is, the rates of violent crime are higher in Oklahoma under your watch than in New York and California. That's a fact.
Well, we'll have that fact checked by the Frontier Superintendent.
It's also a fact that medical marijuana...
Oklahomans, do you believe we have higher crime than New York or California? That's what she just said.
Safety and security is my top priority, and it will be as governor.
Thank you very much. Let's move on to the next question. Storm.
Oklahomans, I'm going to talk direct to you. Oklahoma is at a tipping point. We have a governor who has run our state into the ground through his self-dealing, through his cronyism and corruption, and I've had a front row seat. Education is on the ballot. Our rural communities are on the ballot. Freedom is on the ballot to make decisions for yourself and your trusted doctor. This governor wants to privatize education. It is going to kill our rural communities. This governor wants to privatize health care, sooner care, where 53% of enrollees are children. He wouldn't stand for a corporation getting in between his decisions, right? None of us want to have someone else in the way of making those life-changing decisions with medical care and a trusted doctor. We need the infrastructure for great jobs, and it is going to take a modern infrastructure plan so that this state can have world-class schools, safe and healthy communities, and the infrastructure for great jobs, and that includes relationships, partnerships with our sovereign tribal nations. With that $15.5 billion economic impact, let's see our communities grow and thrive as partners with nonprofits. All of this is about common sense, respect for one another, working together. And I say, I'm aggressively moderate. Meet me in the middle. Let's get something done for the people of Oklahoma. I'm asking for your vote on November the 8th. Oklahoma belongs to you. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
And everyone else, right? Some neighborhood who wants to try to aid them. Or have protests in front of like hospital bays where guys are coming in with their heart, you know, the old dad. It's been, for Christ's sake, get out of the way. You know, but I don't know. I guess what I'm saying is that I'd like to put those people on a plane and fly them to the Congo. Like the DR Congo, and then they can get off. And like 14-year-olds can fire AK-47s at them.
Boo!
utilitarian.
Just about Kanye West. I'm not big into the rap scene, but he is, you know, I'm really tired of people excusing his behavior by saying, well, he's just mentally ill. You know, hey.
So was Hitler, but somebody elected him to run a country.
You know, this whole like, well, don't worry about him. He's all mentally ill. But the shit that he's spewing, I'm hearing from a lot of people. I'm talking about his latest wacky anti-Semitic rant that he seems to feel really free to spout. And a lot of media organizations are giving him attention with it. And rightly so. I mean, they're exposing him. I don't have any problem with that. But, boy, what this guy's into, it's the same old stuff with the Jews. You know, growing up Jewish, I got to tell you, I caught so much horseshit in my life for that. Fights, groups of people with chains hitting me, all because, you know, they've been taught that the Jews are evil and killed Jesus. And I'm like, what the fuck? I didn't kill Jesus. I don't even know Jesus. I don't know anybody named Jesus. And this idea that you grow up rich or you're in some sort of secret organization and Jews get to be rich and control the world, well, shit, meet my relatives. There ain't a rich one in there. This is a white Anglo-Saxon country. It's a Christian country. Jews ain't running this country. There hasn't been a Jewish president. And
we're not celebrating Hanukkah en masse.
No. And Christmas is well ensconced into the vocabulary of this country. But anyway, Kanye was on the Chris Cuomo show, and there hasn't been a Jewish president. And
we're not celebrating Hanukkah en masse.
No. And Christmas is well ensconced into the vocabulary of this country. But anyway, Kanye was on the Chris Cuomo show, and good Lord, you got to hear the shit this guy's into. And fuck this mental illness self-defense thing that he's into. You know, like, oh yeah, he's just mentally ill. Don't worry about it.
If he was so mentally ill, they wouldn't have him on TV. That's, you know, he's not so mentally ill, you don't let him say this stuff.
Oil companies, OPEC, Saudis, not exactly eager to make sure prices are low before an election where Democratic candidates are vulnerable. It's also why Saudi Arabia might want to suddenly announce a cut in oil production right before the midterms. Of course, Democrats can't just throw their hands up and say, oh, well, because the future of American democracy is in, as we report night in, night out on this program, real peril, existential peril. One of the two major parties is currently under the thrall of the guy who tried a violent coup unsuccessfully, but has basically announced he'd do it all over again. By one analysis, 60% of Americans will have an election denier on their ballot this November. The stakes in the upcoming elections are the highest they've been in a very long time. This is the first post-coup election in America. We cannot expect threats to democracy to be the only salient issue for voters, even if it is salient for a lot. I mean, you know, there's millions of voters and people have complicated and busy lives and they've got things they're thinking about when they go to the polls, like the cost of living, inflation, and yes, gas prices, the one price in America that is posted on every street corner, those digits, they are going to be front of mind for voters. And so we find ourselves in a situation where keeping gas prices low is key to preserving and strengthening the future of our democracy. And so here we are. Hence Biden releasing oil from the reserves today. And all of this speaks to what the future of our elections will look like, because you can't just count on one thing to preserve American democracy. You can't just count on the voters to vote for it. And you can't just count on the courts, and you can't just count on civil society. It's going to require a broad coalition of factors, people being smart and tactically astute, all working together across the spectrum of civil society to preserve the American experiment.
Hey, thanks for taking your time to watch this video. If you haven't done so already, subscribe to this channel, hit the bell notification icon, give it a thumbs up, share it with everybody you know, and don't forget to subscribe to my private email list through my website, highimpactflix.com. If you want to support the channel further, check out the merchandise in the store. We have over 100 designs. You can put on any shirt, hoodie, mug, cell phone case, whatever you want. I will see you guys in the next heavily censored, shadow banned, 100% demonetized video. With all the crazy stated plans of the Great Reset, the currency reset, and even the food reset, it's not a matter of if the store shelves are going to clear and there's a lack of food. The question is when. You need to get long-term storable food. It doesn't matter if it's from me or you just go to the store and you buy food. Just grab dry, storable food while you can. If you want to get it from me, you're going to support the channel and you're going to help yourself out because my link has a discount code embedded within it. You can check that out in the description below.